Opening. The cold truth about your expensive bedding, sleeping cold despite your expensive comforter. There's a reason for that, and the solution isn't buying more bedding. It's learning the old blanket arrangement that kept people warmer than modern bedding ever could. Welcome to Lost Ways of Warmth. Right now, you're colder at night than a frontier family sleeping on wooden boards in an unheated cabin. Colder than Civil War soldiers on frozen ground. Colder than Scandinavian settlers enduring Dakota winters with nothing but wool. Because they understood something we've completely forgotten: how to layer and tuck blankets to create a microclimate that traps heat all night long. This isn't nostalgia. This is physics, and you can apply it tonight with materials you already own. Part 1. Why your modern bedding fails. Let's expose the comfortable lie. Your memory foam mattress traps moisture and pulls cold upward from the floor, chilling your spine all night. Your puffy synthetic comforter delivers quick warmth, then allows air to circulate freely inside, dropping temperature by 3 to 6 degrees Celsius before dawn. And piling more blankets on top? Useless if you don't understand how heat actually moves. Here's the truth. Heat hates movement. Warmth survives only when air stays still, trapped, sealed in place. Modern bedding violates this constantly. Loose blankets create draft chimneys, where warm air rises and escapes. Synthetic fills collapse under pressure, destroying insulation. Single bulky layers can't compete with multiple thin layers working together. Our ancestors learned 3 principles through brutal winters. First, moisture kills heat. A damp back pulls warmth away faster than wind. Second, your body is the furnace. You generate 100 watts of heat. The goal isn't heating the room, it's capturing that heat and keeping it close. Third, the microclimate, a tiny pocket of stable, warm air surrounding your body, created through specific layering and tucking. This is what we've lost. This is what we're reclaiming tonight. Part 2. The historical proof. Civil War journals from 1863 to 1865 describe Union soldiers wrapping tightly in wool blankets, rolling edges under their hips and shoulders, tucking them beneath their bodies. Their observation: without the tuck, night cold cut straight through. With it, they slept warm, even on frozen ground. The British Royal Army Field Manual of 1896 formalized this exact technique. Light cotton sheet first, then wool, then heavy outer blanket, all tucked firmly along 3 edges. This was regulation, not preference. Proper layering determined whether troops woke refreshed or hypothermic. Scandinavian settlers in Dakota layered thin woolen blankets above and below their bodies to prevent ground chill, deep cold rising through wood floors. New England women's journals from the 1820s to 1900s detail placing the heaviest quilt on top to trap warm air and prevent it drifting away during wind-shaken nights. All these sources, across continents and a century, prove the same truth. This was survival technique, refined by necessity, passed down because it worked. Part 3. The physics behind the warmth conduction. Your body loses heat when pressed against cold surfaces. Foam mattresses absorb cold from below and transfer it to your spine. Wool beneath your body interrupts this transfer. Convection. When cold air slips under blanket edges, warm air escapes, reducing insulation efficiency by 40 to 60%. Tucking seals warm air inside. Evaporative cooling. Your body releases moisture even in winter. Poor bottom layers wick away warmth. Wool absorbs moisture without collapsing or feeling wet. Air pocket layering. 3 to 5 thin blankets outperform one thick comforter because each layer traps still air, forming multi-level insulation. Light, breathable, effective. Modern experiments confirm this. Civil War reenactors sleeping outdoors in freezing temperatures found layered wool kept them 2 to 6 degrees Celsius warmer all night compared to synthetic comforters. Canadian bushcrafters reported the same. Comforters felt great for an hour, then dropped sharply by 2 to 3 a.m. One reenactor said it perfectly. The comforter wins the first round, but wool and weight win the fight. Part 4. The Forgotten Formula. Bottom layer, thin wool blanket directly on the mattress. This absorbs moisture, stabilizes heat, blocks cold rising from below. The foundation of everything. Middle layer, cotton or linen for breathability. Manages sweat, creates the first insulated air pocket. Doesn't need to be thick, just keeps moisture from skin. Top layer, heavy quilt or thick blanket. Its weight presses lower layers together, preventing warm air from drifting upward. It doesn't add heat, it locks it in. Why wool dominates. Insulates even when damp, traps air naturally, doesn't collapse under pressure. Cotton adds breathability. Heavy quilt seals it all. Combined, they create a system no single modern comforter can match. Part 5. The tucking principle, the critical step. Here's what you're missing. It's not the blanket. It's how you seal the heat inside. Tuck 3 edges firmly under your body or mattress. You create a miniature sleeping chamber, a pocket of warm, motionless air wrapped around your core. Soldiers on battlefields, hunters in lean-tos, sailors in damp bunks all use this. They didn't cover themselves. They enclosed themselves. Tucking blocks convection, stopping cold air from sneaking under loose blankets. It reduces heat loss from shoulders and back. Sealing the bottom edge prevents cold air sliding toward your feet. This was survival. A properly tucked blanket creates a stable thermal capsule, protecting you all night. An untucked blanket? Just cloth, not a heating system. Part 6. Apply this tonight modern apartment with foam mattress. Wool or wool blend blanket directly on mattress. Breathable cotton sheet above it. Heavy blanket or quilt on top, tucked at edges, older house with drafty floors. Folded wool layer under torso and hips. Second blanket beneath your back, breaks cold conduction. Protects your core where heat loss is most dangerous. Emergency, power outage, broken heater. 3 ordinary blankets create survival-grade sleep. 1 wool or dense layer under body, 1 breathable layer around torso, 1 heavy layer on top, tucked tightly at 3 sides. No electricity, no synthetic fill, no special equipment, just arrangement and physics. This doesn't require spending $1, only understanding how heat moves and how to trap it. Conclusion: reclaim the ancient knowledge. For most of human history, the bed was the front line of winter survival, the sanctuary where warmth had to be protected through every unforgiving night. Families entered a crafted shelter shaped by knowledge passed down over centuries. Knowledge meaning the difference between waking strong or not waking at all. Today we've forgotten the bed's role as tool, shield, engineered refuge. Yet the methods remain, waiting for anyone who chooses to remember. You now possess what took generations to perfect. Warmth isn't about expensive materials. It's about layering, tucking, respecting the physics of heat. Wool below, cotton middle, heavy weight on top, all sealed at edges. The next time you wake cold at 3 a.m., you won't reach blindly for another blanket. You'll rebuild your microclimate the way soldiers, settlers, and countless generations did before electricity. This is lost ways of warmth. If this changed how you think about staying warm, subscribe and share it with someone shivering through winter. What's the coldest night you've survived? Your story might help someone else. Stay warm, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.